Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Entropia content. Can you believe I said Entropia content for my other game the other day? I didn't even realize. And someone posted it, they're like, hey man, you said Entropia content and you're making a clone evolution video. Now I knew it was bound to happen. I kind of wish I was wasted so I could blame it on that, but no, still doing the Sober October thing. Still do stupid shit. Nah, it's funny. I'm just starting to record the show and I'm about to get called away to move my uncle. So 2 minutes in, gonna have to pause it. Bless me. Yeah, that was a sneeze, not a cough. No, it's funny. Yesterday I felt like I was coming down with a cold, but then woke up this morning, felt fine again, so thank God. At least I'm still sneezing a little. Now guys, sorry, I'll try not to make today's episode so political and actually do it. Although, man, I don't know what it is. I make those political episodes and my subscriber count just fucking skyrockets. Almost made it up to 800 yesterday. So it's kind of funny. The shows get more likes, or less likes, but I get more subs. It reminds me of what Mike Tyson was saying on his podcast. He said that he realized in life, well, especially in boxing, the worse he beats people up and the more damage he causes to people, like the worse human being he is, the more people love him. So that's why he started to hate himself as a boxer, because he was like, man, it's like, imagine your podcast involved like hurting people and that's how you get viewers. Man. Right, so there was someone who was messaging yesterday, what teleporter was it that's the good one with May and the good crafting terminals? And it's Tanzanite View. I believe that's the one. I said Peak, but I mixed it up. It's Tanzanite View. I'll be more specific and say it when I do it, because someone was saying, yeah, if you're not going to do timestamps, at least let us know how to get to these places. So I'll put it on the map too, in case anyone doesn't have it. So there's the coordinates and the map. So thanks, viewer, for that excellent comment saying that I should be more specific where I'm going. So there's Tanzanite View, longitude 13,053.80 by 88,564. Sorry, I'm a little tired. I'm not even going to bother trying to read the numbers properly. But I gave them to you. Alright, should I do the Lesser Elijah crafting mission again and then Listerium? No, we better just do the regular one, right? Like, I gotta get going here. I'm supposed to be on a mission, going to Rocktropia to set up my stuff for Halloween. I don't want to be like Mindark and always be so late for Halloween. Yeah, did anyone notice the big update when they booted the game today? Well, it wasn't a very big one. So I'm wondering, was that the Halloween Mayhem stuff or whatever? Does anyone know, why does Mindark always create the events like a month after they've occurred in real life? It's like Halloween is usually around December, or fucking the Christmas event is around like February. So I don't know what's with that. They're always so far behind. Maybe it's like they try to release it on time, but I don't know, I can imagine if I had a bunch of Swedish women around, I'd probably be delaying everything too. I wouldn't get anything done. All the smoking babes to distract you. Especially who is that, Maya, or my chick from the videos? It's like I kind of got a feeling a little bit of distraction there in that office. Not that women distracting you is a bad thing. Maybe it could be a cheerleader effect too. I don't know. How's your guys' areas for Halloween this year? Are kids allowed to trick or treat? The World Health Organization came out with a statement saying that there's no evidence that transmission on surfaces for COVID has ever occurred. And they said the main reason is because the only way you can catch the virus is to inhale droplets. You're not really inhaling any droplets by touching contaminated surfaces, right? So all that hand washing and all that sanitizing has basically been for nothing. Well, for general hygiene, I guess, good to wash your hands. But then some people that had suffered from cancer said that they got it from using hand sanitizers excessively, And then they see all these kids using hand sanitizer, like, dear God, cancer rates are going to skyrocket. So I don't know. There's another case of good intentions paving the road to hell, right? Nah, I'm happy that at least people are on the ball for like trying to be productive and helpful. Just kind of sucks that the plan usually backfires, but speaking of backfiring plans, yesterday I decided to order some new batteries for my drone. It was really frustrating because I bought a drone for vlogging. It's one of the pocket-sized ones. I was like, man, I need a drone that's fucking small that can like fit in my pocket. None of these like fucking giant, huge drones. And especially because Canada has strict laws for drones now, so you can't fly them anywhere unless they're under a certain weight. Which I'm not actually objecting to those rules. Because when I started flying the DJI Mavic Pro on my trips up north, I realized, hey, this thing's fucking dangerous, right? Like, it's basically a giant lead brick and I'm flying it above shit. Like, really high, too. So if it fell out of the sky and landed on someone, it could easily kill them. So I was like, yeah, maybe this weight restriction isn't such a bad law after all. So I'm following the rules for that. Got a drone that was under the weight limit so that you can still fly it anywhere without a permit. It's basically, it falls under the category of a kid's toy because it's too light in order to actually hurt anyone if it fell out of the sky. Like, sure, it might like give you a bruise or something, but it's not going to kill you. Unless maybe it hit you in the eye, because you're like, what's that? You look up at a drone. Oh! I'm just kidding. Alright, I got called to move my uncle. I'll be right back. Ooh, almost hit stop. That would have been a disaster. Alright, we're back. I managed to carry him. Wasn't too bad today, luckily. Now, to finish the drone story, what I was getting at was just that I got this new pocket-sized drone, and I was hoping to do it for vlogging. Nothing fancy. I just wanted a drone that could fly away and film me. So sort of like to end the scene or end the show, shows like a shot of going away up in the sky, right? So I was like, that'd be neat, not too complicated. But fucking got the drone, what do you know? Broken right out of the box. And what do you know? I waited to use it until it was past the warranty, so screwed again. I hate when that happens. Usually what happens is I buy something in advance, so then when it comes time to needing it, I already have it and don't have to order it right spur of the moment. But then the catch to that is, if you order things in advance and you keep it and don't use it until then and it's broken, what do you know? It's past the fucking warranty. So, catch 22, I guess. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. So instead of getting so down in the dumps, I tried to figure out what was the problem, and it's the fucking batteries. Apparently, I don't know, remember when we were kids and lithium batteries or whatever the rechargeable batteries were? They were more durable. Like if you didn't charge it for a while and then charged it, it would still work. But that's one thing I don't like about modern batteries, is if you don't keep charging it non-stop every day, you just forget to charge it that one day and all of a sudden the battery breaks. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't really like the new batteries like that, but oh well. Can't get down in the dumps about it. So I tried to find some closer locations to get a new battery and found a guy in Calgary that's selling them. And he said he would test the battery for me before he sent it if I wanted to save the hassle of having it arrive broken. So yeah, that's what he was doing. He's going to charge them and send them. So hopefully they'll arrive any day. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go and film the vlog anyways today, because today's the one day we got sun. And then it's the rest of the week fucking pouring rain every day. And I gotta get some footage of the school before they tear it down, so whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna have to go and try to do that today. Wish me luck, everyone. No, and I started to share the Entropia show last. I'm not gonna quit making the show, but I noticed a lot of people just really hate on me for even sharing it. So it's like, man, guys, it's like, before I thought people were hating on me because it had vaporizer content. Maybe people are anti-drug or whatever, or anti-cannabis. So it's like, okay, it's like, it should be okay to share it now because I'm not even vaporizing for this whole month, right? 20 days, that's what, 20 episodes, no vaporizing? But nope, some people are still hating on it. Whenever I fucking share it, first thing they do is they click the video and give it a dislike. And as much as I joke about not actually liking dislikes, YouTube doesn't like them because they said that if your channel is not monetary viable, they'll shut it down. So if I keep getting flooded with dislikes, I can't keep making it. Or I have to switch my content or get my channel taken down. So yeah, sorry guys, it's like I can't just keep sharing it. If you guys want to share it, it's all fine by me, but just try not to share it in that Reddit group. I know the moderator like told me multiple times he hates my content, doesn't want it shared anywhere on his fucking page. So I was like, okay. It's like maybe this is one of the things that hinders the Entropia community. I noticed the Entropia community has a lot of really bitchy people. Like, I don't know, when I share my clone evolution videos, it's very rare that I get dislikes, even if I piss a lot of people off or share it everywhere. It's like, most people just don't care. They're like, hey, you're creating stuff for the community. Even if we don't like it, it's helping the community grow. But not so with Entropia. Entropia's got a lot of really bitchy people. I think it's mainly because a lot of people have invested shitloads of money thinking they could get rich playing the game. And then they're devastated when they lose all their money crafting and mining and hunting. That's why I always try to tell people, guys, this isn't a casino that you're playing to make money. If you're doing those three activities, there's a 99.99999 chance you're going to lose all your money. And the reason is because Entropia is a business. Their business is taking money from people and not giving it back. Right? So I don't know, I guess some people are getting this in their head that they're going to make money off those activities, and I think what it is because a lot of Entropia YouTubers film like stuff and then they always publish their Hall of Fames and Globals, and then it makes it seem like that players that are playing are getting Hall of Fames and Globals all the time. But really what they should be doing is saying, look guys, like I just lost $1,000 to win that $100 fucking global. So more people would be like, oh, this is actually going downhill every time you're hunting and crafting and shit. Not getting this impression that they're going to get rich from the game, right? Now, technically, you can easily get rich from the game. All you have to do is buy the shares, collect the interest. It's not fucking rocket science, right? Now, that's how another guy was posting that he's doing that strategy too, that he split his revenue. So when his share payments come in, he uses half of it for hunting and then half of it to collect profits, right? So that's a good way to do it. I don't know, some people are like, oh, but then MindDirect's gonna lose money and blah 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 blah. It's like, trust me, don't worry about MindDirect losing money. They've got at least 1,000 people hooked that are putting in like a $50 deposit every day. So yeah, they're not running out of money anytime soon. Yeah, this they sort of like created this impression. I know players are like, oh, I hate the free-to-play players because they never deposit. It's like, trust me, there's enough fucking addicts in this game that are depositing to cover millions of fucking free-to-play players. Easily. If it wasn't, the game would have gone bankrupt years ago. And even if the big game did start coming close to being bankrupt, they'd just sell more shares. Like, if MindDirect was, like, seriously going bankrupt, they wouldn't have any employees. They'd have, like, maybe 1 or 2 employees. But as we can see from the videos, they've got, like, directors and hot babes named Mai. A bunch of other people working there. So it's like, yeah, there's definitely lots of employees at MindDirect. We don't have to worry anytime soon of them going bankrupt. And I think the one thing Swedish people are really smart at is probably money, right? It's like you have to rake in all the money to keep the babes around. And they have good motivation for that with all the Swedish girls. That's one thing I really wish, that Canada had more Swedish immigrants. I think I've only met one Swedish person in my whole life. That's why I find it, well, I don't want to get into the politics, sorry. Boy, it's like, it doesn't take much for me to get back into politics, right? That's what I was thinking, man. It's dangerous sober October. It's like every time it comes around, I keep getting more inclined to get into politics. Mainly because I have some of the richest like business owners in the city all supporting me to get into politics. Which I'm kind of surprised. But back in my old job, that's what they used to always tell me. They're like, man, you should be in politics. It's like, you got the fucking skills to do it. Alright, so $1.60. Woohoo! No, I think why they used to say that at my old job is my old job always had people fighting with each other constantly, and I was like the middleman who could get along reasonably with everyone. Not like great, like you can see, like I pissed a lot of people off, but usually in a working environment, I can keep the job going, sort of thing. Whereas like a lot of the other supervisors would come in and they would just get too stressed out and quit or whatever because they couldn't handle the politics of the place. But I kind of thrived in it. It reminds me of my family. My family fights a lot, and there's a lot of politics to keep that smooth, so I tried not to take it as an insult, too. When someone says you'd be a good politician, you'd be like, oh, what are you, insulting me? It's like if someone said you'd make a good lawyer. Or you'd make a good janitor. You're really good at cleaning shit. No, my other job, I was a supervisor, janitor, bartender. I was like the jack of all trades in that company. I'd have to say the bartending was my favorite. Oh, my favorite actually was the casino dealer. I got to be a casino dealer for one night because they had a casino night and they needed volunteers. I'm like, I'll volunteer. It's like I always wanted to be in the casino. It was funny, when I volunteered that night, a lot of the other business owners seen my endurance and how much I was able to handle, and they're like, can we hire you? It's like, you gotta come hang out with us more. I didn't want to go hang out with a bunch of really rich guys. I had a feeling they were Freemasons trying to get me into their lodge. And every time the Freemasons invite me to go to their lodge, I'm like, no, guys. It's like, I'm one of those people that talks a lot. And one of the main things with Freemasonry is you can get your ass whooped if you fucking talk too much. So I was like, yeah, it's probably not the best place for me to hang out. Unless we want some serious beatdowns going. Oh, Slepner N95! Holy shit, 11 ped click. Right, that makes up for yesterday's horse shit. Holy shit, that was a lot of clicks. Man. I don't know, do you ever notice that? Like when you're like in a talking or something while you're playing the game, certain subjects seem to get the game to give you better loot. I don't know, is this microphone listening to me? Well, I guess it is, it's recording me. I hope it's recording. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna have like a fucking monster print to Slepner's. Yeah, and we started getting into more debates on the Entropia forum yesterday, talking more about what we should do with fucking space. And one guy was like, hey, just make all the teleporters to each planet free, so you can just hop in, teleport from one planet to the other. But the one thing I was thinking, that would really screw the mothership owners, and they paid a lot of money for those motherships, right? Like the whole reason the motherships exist is for transportation in the universe, or for large amounts of people to be transported. So what I was thinking what they should do is make a vehicle, and I know this is where we get into a huge debate where people are saying this vehicle already exists, but I've checked everywhere and no, it does not. Like someone was saying that, what was it, the drop ship can carry enough passengers that would make a good taxi ship, and that it can go to space. But I checked on the Arcadia thing, it says no, the dropship does not fly in space. It's planet bound only. And then, what was it? There was this new Firebird ship or whatever that can fly in space, and everyone's like, oh, use that for the taxi. And I was like, it's the same problem as the quad. It can only hold you and one passenger. So that doesn't help either. And then I was reading one of the things too, that those new ships, either the dropship or the fire ship or whatever, both of those are locked to your account, so you can't trade it with other people, and it's a super rare vehicle. So right there, that's useless to the game because, okay, no one can use it. Great. Awesome new item. So I could be wrong about some of that stuff. If someone wants to correct me, come fly in a ship and pick me up and bring 5 passengers. We'll go fly around in space. So I'd be like, holy shit, I'll do a whole episode about how I was wrong. But no, I haven't seen any of these ships that can hold more than you and one passenger. So I was thinking maybe if there's a happy medium to keep the mothership owners happy, and to keep the people that want to travel in space happy, and the people that want to do a taxi business and actually profit happy, is what they could do is make a ship Similar to the helicopter. You know how the helicopter in Entropia, what is it called, the Gunnier or whatever? How many people can it carry? The pilot, and I think like at least 4 or 5 other people. So make a ship that size that can hold that many people, make it so it can fly in space, but maybe make it so that it can't equip any fucking warp drives, so that the mothership is still faster, and hey, maybe even hinder it a little more to keep it balanced, so that it's even slightly slower than the Sleipnir. So like maybe not a whole lot slower, just like slightly slower, like maybe 1 or 2 or kilometers per hour or whatever it's rated at. So that's what I was thinking, like, and then make it widely available. So it's like the prints are dropping as fast as the Sleipnir, and then the parts to make it aren't that super expensive. I haven't even checked what parts it is to make a Sleipnir. So it's funny, I've crafted so many of these vehicle blueprints, and I've actually very rarely tried any of the ones that I'm looting. Usually I just sell them. But anyways, yeah, that'd be sweet, because then all of a sudden the taxi industry would have a huge boom. It's like you could get a hold of this transport vessel for space that could carry 4 to 5 passengers, and then in the chat you could be putting, what is it, what should we call it? The space taxi ship. That's what we'll call it for interest sake. So it'd be like offering space taxi service, 4 seats left, leaving for Calypso, and then someone signs up, and you could even charge really low, be like 1 ped trip from Calypso to Next Island or something, right? And then so anyone who's poor in the game, just from sweating, or they don't have money to deposit, they'd be like, oh, 1 ped, that's almost like a couple hours of sweating, that's not too bad. So then they could get in, and then you can say, oh, in the chat, 4 seats left, 3 seats left, until it fills up. And then once it's filled, you could take that ship, fly it, and collect, what is it, the 5 ped or whatever from all your passengers, and fly them to the new location. And I was thinking too, that happens a lot in sweating circles, where a few people meet up at Boreas, Boreas, whatever you want to call it, and they'll be sweating those creatures, and then they'll split off and they'll create their own team. They'll have a team of like say 6 people, and they'll split off so they don't have to deal with all the mess around the main teleporter, and then they can be hunting and sweating and be getting globals, because those curbs actually global pretty often. Excuse me, sorry, I've been drinking milkshakes for breakfast. I think today I might fast the whole day and just do milkshakes of like fruit and vegetables. And so that way I can help speed up this weight loss, because man, I fucking hit the wall. It's like I managed to lose weight quick, but I don't know if it's because I'm working out like crazy, but I'm not losing weight anymore. So I kind of do want to speed this up, so I might just fast today. But anyways, yeah. Or heck, can you imagine if the person charged 2 ped for the fucking taxi service? Because they had lots of passengers always asking? Then that would be 5 passengers times 2 ped each, and then they'd be making 10 ped per trip. Then all of a sudden the taxi business would be more lucrative. People are like, hey, I can actually make decent money running a taxi. Because right now, if you want to do the taxi service, it's almost like non-existent, unless people are doing it because they're already going to the other planet, and they're like, oh, I've got 1 seat open, does anyone want to come for the trip and help cover my gas or oil? Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, like the planet partners would benefit, because they'd have a whole bunch of taxis taking people all around the universe, and the mothership people wouldn't be too upset, I hope, because they still have the cornered the market on warp vehicles, other than those stupid quads that use warps. Oh my god, I can't believe Mindark released a quad ship that uses warps. Didn't that fuck over the mothership owners like hardcore? It's like, I would have been so pissed if I owned a mothership and that happened. Like, are you serious? It's like we had the exclusive rights to buy these motherships so that we could be the only people to warp people around, and then Mindark fucked them by releasing a quad that you could add warp to. Oh man, what a fucking... But anyways, yeah. So, in order to keep it balanced, to keep the mothership happy, or pilots or owners happy, is that it would be slower, so that if anyone wanted a faster alternative, they'd have to still go with the mothership. Especially for warp drive. Unless those fucking stupid upgraded quads fucking killed their business. Oh man, yeah, we should almost have a petition to remove those quad warps from the game. I can't believe Mindark ever added those. When they first announced it, I was so happy because I'm like, oh, they're announcing that they have this new space vehicle. I'm like, great, a new space vehicle. It's like, A, it wasn't a new vehicle. It's a fucking quad again. The only thing that's different, slightly faster in the warp capabilities. But it's identical fucking ship. Same fucking design. Almost same stats for everything. So it was like a real kick in the balls. Not only to the players who wanted a new spaceship, but to the fucking mothership owners when they see they basically released a quad with warp, making their ships almost obsolete. I think the only thing great still about the motherships is like you seen with that giant sweat event. Holy fuck, that was sweet. Getting a whole bunch of people, like maxing out the mothership, driving with like hundreds of people. That was fucking like a party in its own. Yeah, so I was thinking too, all the players that bitch about not making it rich in the game, we gotta start promoting stuff in Entropia that's fun to do, that doesn't cost money. Have apartment parties. Fucking, like, I guess the Entropia radio? They used to do, like, host parties and stuff. I went to a few of them. Like that New Year's Eve party they had on Jennifer's Island the one year. That was a great party. They even had, races around the fucking island with boats. Remember when we used to have boats in Entropia? Why did that ever get fucking taken out? Does anyone know? I'd like to hear it in the chat. Why did we all of a sudden stop getting the boat prints? Like, I've been crafting vehicles for years, and I've never once looted one of those boat prints. I think they're extremely rare. Or is it even prints that make the boats? Do you have to, like, get it somewhere else? I used to own a boat, and I ended up selling it. I was like, fuck, man, I really should have kept it. That would have been sweet if I still had a boat. I was thinking the boat was like one of the funnest vehicles in the game that drew a lot of players in to play Entropia. Why they removed it and then added a fucking quad that butchered the fucking space industry. Yeah, and then I started to get into other debates yesterday in the Entropia Facebook page. People were started to, what was it? They're complaining that we don't use, that all the land area is basically a ghost town because no one has to use vehicles to drive anywhere. So I was like, well, obviously our president had the solution to this problem. You know, NEVERDIE? He decided that, hey, what we could do is make a small fee for the teleporters. That'd be more deeds for Mindark to rake in money. And you know the company needs money, right? Like everyone's saying, oh, we're worried about too many freeloaders. Well, fuck. Well, then let's add some more things that makes it harder to freeload, right? So anyways, like, and then it wouldn't be impossible to freeload because people could still hire taxis and you could or you could just buy vehicles and start driving places, and then the whole game wouldn't be a ghost town because all of a sudden people would have to drive to different locations if they didn't want to pay extra to use the teleporter fees, where people that are fucking filthy rich will just use the teleporter fees because they don't care. Eventually, some people realize that once you get a certain amount of money in life, you're so rich that it's just giant piles of paper. You can throw it around like crazy. It doesn't matter. And that's what a lot of the players in Entropia are. There's fucking a lot of fucking high rollers, right? Like, who knows? Maybe they're Swedish people that have raked in money somehow in Sweden and they're just depositing like crazy, right? So anyways, I was thinking, yeah, NEVERDIE had that whole plan and then people rejected his plan. Which I find funny that he even oh, here we got some more pretty good loot. Sub-warp drive. It's a pretty shitty print, but I like the 2-pad. So anyways, NEVERDIE had the fucking solution to help save the game. I don't know why he told people in advance. Should have never told them. And just released it in an update and people could cry all they want if they wanted. Quit the game. Who cares? We'll just get a whole bunch of new players. Doesn't matter. People want to be jackasses and go, oh, I'm a baby. I'm going to quit the game. It's like, well, fuck. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, jackass. Now, I'm a real big fucking anti-strike person. Like, I don't know, like our city used to be loaded with really high-paying factory jobs. Every fucking year, goddamn unions start striking, asking for double the money for what they should actually be paid. And then the next year, they strike and ask for double the money. And they kept fucking doing that, and guess what happened? Every factory in my fucking city closed and moved to another country. Either China, Mexico, you fucking name it. So yeah, that's what fucking being a crybaby and going, oh, I'm gonna leave. It's like, well, yeah, guess what happens? You want to strike and leave? We'll just say fuck you and replace you. That's how the world works, right? So that's what I don't understand with unions, man. Like, they got this fucking crybaby mentality that they're like entitled to shit. It's like, you're entitled to jack shit, buddy. You either do your job for the actual price it's worth, or you're fucking out the door and replaced. That's how capitalism works. Not some fucking crybaby society. Jesus. And you know, the only unions that are left in my city are the ones that are fucking taking money from the taxpayers. And they still keep striking. Like the teachers union, fucking you name it. I don't know. Like, I know a lot of teachers that went to school or like students, because I used to be in the service industry. So I was hanging out with shitloads of waitresses, partying with them in bars every night. Oh god, that job was sweet. But anyways, it's like I started to talk to a lot of these waitresses, and a lot of them all had the same story. They went to teacher programs to get all these teacher jobs, and then when they graduate, guess what happens? All the teachers get paid so much, the ones that are paid by the taxpayers, that they never leave their position and get jobs at private schools. So I was thinking private schools are the ones that should be high-paying teacher jobs, and then the entry-level ones should be the ones paid by the taxpayer. So it'd be like a revolving door system. People become a teacher, get paid by the government, easy job to get because it's lower pay, and everyone wants to go to private schools to get paid more because then it's actual businesses and rich people that are paying for these schools and high wages for the teachers, not the fucking taxpayer. But because the union got into this fucking situation with the teachers in our country, then all of a sudden the teachers union that's getting paid by the taxpayer is like paying triple the amount that a private school teacher would get. So they never leave to go to like the main industry paid by actual real money, like supporting itself type money. So then what happens? All these waitresses graduate and they can't get jobs for the government teaching jobs because you got some fat fucking slob that's been milking the fucking union teacher job for 40 years and just won't retire, won't change jobs, and won't do a good job because they have the union saying that, hey, you can do whatever you want. Your kids can graduate, not even fucking be able to read a clock. Holy shit, I just got another Sleipner print. Holy fuck, 94 clicks? Oh, and 10 pay. Jesus, this is making up for last episode. So yeah, that's what I was thinking, like, a lot of this union corruption ideals seem to be like bleeding off into Entropia. I wonder how many of the people that are bitching about Entropia are like straight out of a fucking union paid by the taxpayer. Like, I don't know, if I was a politician, bam, first thing I would do, any fucking job that's paid by taxpayers would no longer be unionized. Out the fucking door. I had enough of that bullshit. We'd have public servants hired as fucking volunteers. So every time those students graduate school, wanting to get a teacher job so they can get some teaching on their resume, they wouldn't have to fucking compete for jobs because no one would want the fucking government jobs unless they needed fucking resume experience. So then you'd have a revolving door system again. Teachers could start off with an entry-level teaching job, getting paid very little amounts through the government, and then work their way up to a private school. Maybe they'd even be tempted to start their own schools, because they would end up making more money working for themselves and getting paid by the taxpayer. It's the way it fucking should be. So sorry, my talk got a little bit into the politics again, but I had to because it relates to Entropia so much. So I don't know, if I was never die, what I would do is release that teleport token system, but make a little bit of a compromise to keep some of the players happy that own shops, like myself. You know, as a shopkeeper, like owner, that's what I realized, that a lot of the people bitching about the teleport token system did have a point. They're like, hey, wait a minute, I have a shop, and the traffic to the shop is already so low that if people have to pay extra just to teleport to my shop, that's going to be a nightmare. You see your shop revenue decline even worse. So I was thinking maybe what Never Die should do to make everyone, or try to appease people halfway, make the teleport token system, but have certain teleporters that are still free to use, and those would be the ones that go to shops or maybe different land areas. So yeah, like make it like a happy medium balance. And then I was thinking too, like maybe that would make too many of the teleporters free. So what they should do is maybe relocate some of them. So it's like, you know how like they can change land areas, change where stuff is. So like maybe like space it out. So like here's one apartment complex. People don't want to pay a teleporter fee to get to their apartment. And then have like a shop district around it. And that'll be one of the free teleporters. And have it set up in like all 4 corners of the map. But yeah, like why do I even have the map open here? So say make a shop and the teleporter and apartment area free and land areas like right here. And then all these other teleporters would cost money to get to. So what you could do is teleport to the shop first, which would get even more traffic to the shops. And then from there, you'd have to fly your vehicles to get to the other teleporters if you wanted to go free. Or just by burning a little bit of oil and not having to pay to use the teleport tokens. So I was thinking that's how I would do it if I was Never Die. Have like one area, shops, apartments, land areas, it's free to get to. But then all the surrounding ones, the minor ones, they would just have like fees to get to. So there, you could have both. The teleport token system and still have free teleporters. And appease the people that own shops and apartments that don't want to have to fucking teleport fees to get to it. And that would mean that all the space in between these areas, there constantly be vehicle traffic. And then the more we're using these vehicles, the more they get damaged, then the more I could just keep crafting and making vehicle prints actually cycle through the game. Because right now they're not cycling as good because like we need some demolition derby events or something to help destroy these vehicles faster. So that we have to keep making them over and over. So I don't know if anyone likes any of my ideas for Entropia. Hell, maybe I should run for president one day, but personally I'd rather Never Die be president just because he knows a lot more than me. And he's probably not as high as fuck. I hope. Not that I'd be against him if he was doing weed or anything, but I don't know, he strikes me as the sober-minded type guy because he's so successful in life. I noticed that's the one thing people are making fun of Never Die, saying he's trying to bleed money out of them. And then I argued and said, hey, have you ever been to Rocktropia? Do you realize it gives more loot than any other planet? And then I think, yeah, there was a response to, what do you mean that Rocktropia gives more loot? Well, let's compare it to Calypso. Calypso, 1 oil rig. That's all it's giving out. So, compare that to Rocktropia. Go there, he's got 2 oil rigs, fucking Motorhead Stadium giving out kegs, and he's got the fucking AI mission that, I don't know, you make like 20 ped every time you do it, or every 3 times you do it, or whatever. But still, that's like fucking drastically better loot than Calypso. So compare that to another planet. What do we got? Tulan, they got 1 oil rig. Arcadia, 1 oil rig. So that's, you see where I'm talking about? Like, Rocktropia actually is giving way more loot just for free stuff alone, and for the hunting missions. Oh, and then the crafting rewards. You noticed when I always talk about crafting, the place I like crafting the most is Rocktropia. Because hell, if I did this 1,000 peg crafting run in Rocktropia, I could guarantee it's going to give me more in the next island will. You know why? Because it has a lot of prints that Never Die's created that are worth a lot. Like that Slim Jim blueprint. If I fucking loot that while I'm on Rocktropia, boom, that's like 100 ped loot every time I get one of those prints. Sometimes you could get like 10 of them. So I could make 1,000 ped just from the fucking prints alone. On a 1,000 ped crafting run. So you know, remember a few times I said I doubled my money doing this crafting run? Guess where it was? Rocktropia. I don't want to give away all my secrets, but I figured since I'm sharing the show less, and it's really just like my dedicated viewers watching it at this point, I'll start giving out some better secrets, guys. We've probably weeded all the people just tuned into my show to milk it for a few ideas, and they've abandoned the show by now. I think we're down to like 20 or 30 views per episode. Which I don't mind. I was thinking as long as 1 person watches, it's worth doing. I was thinking if I started getting 0 views, then I would actually stop. I'm like, if I hit 0, that's pretty bad. No, but big thanks to everyone who's the new viewers and subs from yesterday. Oh, another thruster print. And 92 clicks. Yes! No, guys, I'm going to get my double camera set up as soon as XSplit, or, yeah, Virtual Cam by XSplit. They're talking about adding in 2 camera sources, so I can have an artificial green screen for 2. If people are wondering, I don't actually use a green screen. That's the advantage with XSplit. They have this new software that you can use that's a virtual green screen, so you don't actually have to fuck up your whole room by painting it green or something. Unless the fucking wall behind you is the same color as your skin, then it fucking causes artifacts. That's why I get little artifacts, because the fucking wall behind me is the exact same color as my skin. I'm saying, what are the odds of that, eh? They fucking painted the room the same color as my skin. How many other fucking colors are than the rainbow that they could have picked, but had to pick that one? Yeah, if there's a way to fail, I can find it. Trust me. That's my specialty. I should make that into a shirt if I could fucking make shirts. Oh, wow. Man, that was a lot of talking to begin the show. We better get a quick message from my sponsor. I'll just stop this in case we actually get a Hall of Fame, which is 1,000,000 to 1. Right, where is it? There it is. Today's Never Die plan is brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up. Woo! Right, we're back. Now what I wanted to do, I was thinking, man, just when I was thanking all the new viewers and people helping the show, people are getting frustrated that my channel might be on the decline. Check this out. Not only am I not on the decline, I'm reaching closer to 800 subs, and I got 37,035 Satoshi, so let's roll. 37,052 Satoshi, and check this out. But we went and managed to go up with yesterday's political episode to get a few more people helping the Bitcoin. So now we're up to 44 players that are helping spin every hour and supporting the show. So I really appreciate that, guys. Not to be bragging, but just to show you guys, like, my channel isn't actually failing, despite the fucking views on the Entropia channel part of it going down. Everything else is skyrocketing up, so really appreciate it. I'm not going to try to pick on the Entropian players so much. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to call you guys, like, spoiled brats and stuff. But a lot of them are. Alright, let's get back to the clicks. Now, I'm really starting to look forward to my birthday episode. Remember how I bought all the materials needed to do the clicks for that, well, I guess almost all the materials, to do the clicks for the big Crafting Mania reward. And I was thinking about what I'm going to make the title for that episode, and there's going to be 2 title choices, because depending on how the outcome of the event goes, or from the crafting goes. So it'll be either player makes it rich off an item he tried to sell for 8,000 ped and no one wanted it and made fun of him saying he was charging too much, or I'll fail doing the crafting mission and the title will be players were right, good that they didn't buy the item for 8,000 ped. So I don't know which it'll be. Maybe it'll be a halfway where I'll just break even and I'll like win 8,000 ped, so it would have been the same either way. So yeah, I guess there's 3 titles it could be. One will be good, one will be bad, one will be medium. So I don't know, I think I'm looking forward to that episode. I'm willing to take the risk. Like, I figured it kind of pissed me off when I had 12,000 ped offers to buy the print and I didn't sell it, and then it just started to plummet in value, and I was hoping that it would increase in value as it became more and more rare. But instead, everyone just forgot how good of a print it was, and the price went down. Oh, another Space Thruster print. Holy fuck, 8 ped and metal. Jeez. Yeah, thank you. Whoa, another ped. Woo. Jeez. This Q spot is a nice place to put the fucking slider on. You notice that? I don't know, we got under 500 clicks. Can we finish this episode? I wanted to finish this episode, but we only got 15 minutes left. Come on, crafting terminal. Hurry the hell up. Now, the Clone Evolution game I play, the other game, I noticed something from it that could help Entropia. I don't know, maybe that wouldn't work very good, but what they do is like when you have these time-consuming activities, like crafting or something, forget what the time-consuming one is in that. It's like battles or something. But anyways, you have the option of doing it in regular time, or you can pay an extra fee and have a fast-forward button. So what you could do is on the crafting terminal, you could say, hey, pay an extra pet or two, and then you could use the fast-forward button. So then you could speed up the crafting run. So instead of like crafting at a slow pace, it would start crafting in fast-forward. So you could finish a run faster. And finishing quick is my specialty. Shirt links and other merchandise below. Yeah, the bed sheets are very popular with the ladies. Trust me. No, whenever I say something's very popular with the ladies, you can tell when I'm lying. It's like whatever's popular with the ladies, clearly I have no idea. Right, ladies? Oh god, I love that blender. Making my own juice now. And it's like, hey, instead of making milkshakes every time, why don't I water it down and make like my normal juice from it? So I can barely taste any sugar. A fair bit of juice. Oh, Arminate device print. God, I love this crafting terminal. I don't know what it is, but I swear, if it gave me a Hall of Fame, I would not be surprised. I'd be like, this is this crafting terminal. You can almost come to expect it. Oh yeah, and then the guy was like picking on NEVERDIE in general. And I was thinking, man, I totally relate to that because a lot of times I see NEVERDIE be so successful that I got super jealous. I just hated on him. I'm like, man, that guy made the real estate value trade, and man, was he ever a horrible reseller. It was like buying something cheap and then reselling it for a lot of profit. What a jackass. I hate NEVERDIE. Wah, wah. But then eventually I came to, and I was like, hey, I'm sleeping on it for a few weeks, and I'm like, NEVERDIE doing that huge trade was like, not only did he help the player, because the player who wanted to buy the moon, they had other job and other real life obligations, so they couldn't be there for the auction, and they had no chance of getting it. But since NEVERDIE bought it and put it up for resale, it was like the capitalist system, right? Like, he's allowing people to have more money, the opportunity to pay more to get what they want. That's what capitalism is. So I'm like, why am I hating on it? It's like I should just try to imitate what he does as an example, instead of bitching and having the whole victimhood mentality. And yeah, and then the same other thing, like when he does like successful deals with like other Planet partners, or not other Planet partners, movie studios. Like, you know how he got Hunt the Thing and he got the Zombie Kong theme? Like, he's bringing in so much, like, big companies, big movies, fans from other genres into the game. It's like, man, he's doing such amazing work. It's like, well, I don't understand it. Well, I guess it's because he's so successful. People that have like a jealous mentality are always going to be hating on people that are successful because they wish it was them. But anyone who's stuck in that fucking victimhood mentality, guys, like, just try to use successful people as examples about how you can become successful too. You don't have to just hate on it. It's like, really, hating on shit is just gonna dig a fucking ditch deeper for you to fall in, right? No, I'll never forget some of the other stuff that NEVERDIE did to piss me off, but pretty much everything in the long run, I'm like, okay, I can start to see some reasoning why he's doing it. It's just that initial reaction of like outbursts of anger, right? It's kind of like when someone fucks up and says something they regret, like instantly. Like, I don't know, some people like throw around words without even thinking of what they're saying just because they get angry. Like, what was it? Roseanne Barr apparently made some sort of comment and got her fucking show canceled. I'm like, Jesus, like, just because you threw out a comment in the spur of the moment, we should still live in a society where you can say, shit, I made a mistake, apologize for it, and there you go. You should be able to go on with your life. It's like, I don't know, it's not that hard of a concept, like forgiveness. Like, if for not being forgiveness is the same thing as that victimhood mentality. It's like, if you can't forgive someone for something, it's like you're a very hateful person. It's like, I've had the same thing where it's I've tried to forgive someone and it's hard to do, but man, it's like you're the stronger person if you can forgive someone, and being stronger should be like the attributes that we just strive to reach, right? Like, just living in hate, never forgiving. It's a fucking sad way to live. But our universe really is a balance of good and bad and mistakes and positive things, so I'm not surprised that there is like a good chunk of people that get stuck like that. It has to be in order for everything to balance out. Everyone can't be optimistic. Someone has to get stuck in the victimhood, or else we wouldn't have it as a bad example of something not to do. Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering, like when, well, I shouldn't get into too much more politics. I'll steer clear of that. What else is Never Die stuff? Yeah, so I was just saying, like, sure, Never Die pisses people off, but overall, is he not actually doing more for the game than anyone else? It's like name someone who's created more items for their planet. It's like Never Die, the amount of items he's created, it's fucking unreal. Like clothing prints, vehicle prints, fucking you name it. Theming from like other movies and stuff. The only thing that comes close is maybe, what is it, Monria? How they had that theming from, what was it, the Seathlu or whatever you pronounce it, that one book, horror thing. But then that whole plan fell through, and then now it's themed to Irish stuff. Just kind of funny, the Irish horror. No, I really appreciate all the Irish people that are helping with Monria. That's pretty cool. It's actually my dream to one day own another Monria shop. God, I miss the Monria shops. Although I made a killing off those sales, I was like, if I could go back in time, I probably would keep one. Oh man, were those shops so cheap at one point? I remember, I think at one point I bought 3 of them for 6,000 ped. Yeah, like 3 actual Monria shops for 6,000 ped total. Like, can you imagine that I resold each one for 20,000 individually? Man, that was like a decent turnaround for real estate. It doesn't beat my record for other real estate trades, but it's pretty damn close. And not to brag, I'm just like showing people, like, yeah, follow Never Die's example. Buying and selling real estate, you can make a profit from it. I don't know, has anyone watched my show, tried that, and have any success yet? It'd be interesting to see if anyone's getting success from the advice from my show. Hoping I'm not just ruining everyone's lives. Excuse me. Right, man, this is like really getting close to fucking adrenaline rush. A, we're almost done the 1,000 peg crafting run, and B, the fucking weather's nice outside. Right after I'm done this, I should be out and doing my first outdoor vlogging series. Since, what was it, March was the last time I tried one. Now, though, if anyone wants to see my outdoor vlogging, I've been doing a little bit of warm-up videos to get into doing it. One was called the Ogama Canyon video. It was my first outdoor vlog. I think, as far as I can remember. Oh yeah, I guess I tried other ones, but they didn't work out the greatest. But anyways, yeah, that one still gets views and hits because it's a obscure travel destination. It's like Canada's Grand Canyon. So it still gets occasional views. But then I did a travel vlog of what it's like to ride the train from where I live on the GO train all the way to Toronto. And I'm the last stop on the GO train. So it's a long journey. A lot of people commute it. I think they said that there's like over 10,000 or 20,000 people a day that take that commute. Or at least they did before the lockdown ruined everyone's lives. But no, anyway, so a lot of people will just say, hey, I want to see what this commute is like. They'll type it in. Boom, my video is one of the top ones. I must get like at least a few hundred views a week just from people commuting that want to see what it's like. So yeah, that's what really I started to realize. These outdoor vlogging series, these videos are long lasting. Like if I make an episode of Entropia or make an episode of Clone Evolution, sure it gets a few more likes, but majority of the likes occur within the first week. But with these travel vlog videos, when I make them, the views are consistent, and then they usually even increase as time goes. So yeah, I'm hoping if I start making more travel video vlogs, I can get my channel bigger, and if I ever get enough money to get my life back together, then maybe I could start making more deposits into Entropia. That'd be pretty sweet, eh? It's like all of a sudden I become a successful YouTuber, and I fucking not only bring in more players by talking about Entropia during my travel vlogs, like I'll try to bring it up as much as I can, not to like piss people off, but just to try to help promote Entropia to people who've never heard of it before. And then hey, if I actually start getting income from YouTube and I can start depositing in Entropia again, maybe I could buy a fucking mothership or some new shops, or that'd be fucking sweet. Oh yeah, that I keep forgetting. I want to unlock the instance underneath the Camp Crunk booth, so I could have my own instance. The only thing I was thinking for Rocktropia, I really wish they could change the instances in the shops to have like a small tax, so that the person who owns the instance could actually get some revenue from when people use it. I know there's an idea that when you craft the key to the instance, you could sell the keys for a high markup, and then that's your profit, but I was talking to some of the people who own the instances, and they said the keys are so expensive to craft that usually when you're selling each key, you have a loss. So it's like, man, that would really suck. It's like not only would you pay all that money to make the instance, but you're losing money every time someone uses it. I guess the only thing that would happen is maybe you'd get some more traffic to your shop because people would come to it to buy the keys. Oh yeah, and I won't forget, I made a promise to Raven Jade that if I ever do unlock that Camp Crunk instance, shouldn't say ever, it's my main goal, unless I die first in real life. But anyways, yeah, if I manage to get that unlocked, she gets the first key. Because she was the one who inspired me and gave me the support when I was thinking of selling Camp Crunk. She said, if you love it so much, you really should keep it. And I was like, yeah, there's someone who actually supports your dreams, right? Like, so I'll try to reward her for that. Hopefully it's a reward, not that I give her the key and she loses a whole bunch of money using it. That would probably be the good intentions paving the way to hell again. Fuck, man, I'm not going to finish this episode. There's 3 minutes left and we got 300 clicks to go. Alright, so it's looking like tomorrow's episode will be the last crafting. Fuck, man, I really got to run to Camp Crunk. Get my shit. Well, I guess it's not that much of a race, as long as I make it there before the Halloween event. Because I got to go set up the shop at Camp Crunk, put some Halloween decorations if I have any. Can't even remember if I left any in storage. Hopefully I did. And then, yeah, take those decorations, set them up, theme my booth for Halloween. And then, yeah, try to get a Halloween costume. I think I'm meeting some people there for the Monria event, so if anyone else wants to meet up with me, make sure you head up to the Monria Halloween event. Maybe I'll try to link it. Fuck, I'll forget. No, so far so good. I was like worried that my memory was drastically decreasing again. That's why my weight gain hasn't been going the greatest, or loss, because I've been re-neutralizing or adding more nutrients to my system by eating normal amounts again. I figured I shouldn't push the fasting too much because, man, if you're starting to already notice the memory decline, it's not a good sign. For me, it's really easy to notice the memory decline because I only have like 30 seconds of short-term memory. So if it goes any lower than that to like 10 seconds, then it's like really easy to notice the difference. I don't know. I'm hoping, like, I talked to a few football players that I worked with and stuff, and they said sometimes the memory can come back a little bit. Hoping. Maybe, what is it, going to Brazil and getting the stem cell treatments? I don't know if anyone's heard, but the stem cell treatments that they do in Brazil is, like, really controversial because it's, like, basically an abortion clinic, and they fucking take the abortion stem cells and put them right in you. And they're giving them fresh and way stronger amounts than you can get in any other country. I think, what was it, Chael Sonnen was talking about it, and he said that it's so much stronger, it's like trillions of times more. So the amount that you get in the US is like a fucking drop in the ocean. And then the fucking stuff you get in Brazil is like the whole ocean in you. Shot! It's just my phone beeping. So yeah, it's extremely controversial, but man, they're saying that the fighting athletes and stuff that are doing it, it's completely rejuvenating their careers. Like even Mike Tyson came out of retirement after trying it, right? I think Mike Tyson said that he damaged his back pretty bad, and then that's why he was like retired so early. But when he got that stem cell rejuvenation, he says his back feels better than it has even when he was a teenager. Yeah, and I didn't talk to, I listened to other interviews, mixed martial artists, shoulder injuries recovered. Basically anything in your body will start to rejuvenate like it was a fucking baby again. Because you just fucking basically ate babies. And that was like the old thing in the old days is the old Canaanite religion, the pagans. That was the thing they were into, is like eating babies and rejuvenating themselves so that they could live for thousands of years. Then the Bible decided to say, hey, we're going to stop this practice. They got the Hebrews to wipe them out and try to erase any knowledge of that technology ever working. And I guess it's lasted for, what, thousands of years, and the only people that know about it now are the ones that have started to realize it from stem cell treatment. That those ancient people were actually extending their lives for thousands of years. I think that could be really damaging to human society in a way. Could you imagine if everyone lived to be 1,000 years old? How much the fucking world population would just skyrocket? We would probably run out of resources within 10 years. So it's extremely dangerous technology. Hopefully we can get it at the same time that we explore space. So I was thinking, man, if we explore space and we have like a colony on the moon that can fit 1 trillion people, then we won't have to worry about the extended lifespans using up all the resources. Because we could just ship everyone to other planets. Alright, so that was my roommate calling. I don't think it's from my uncle, and it's time to wrap up the show. Sorry to end on such a sad note. I'm sure everyone didn't want to hear about eating babies. Baby brains specifically. I'd rather die. Alright, let's go. Let's see, what do we got here? If you want to help the show out with Patreon, join the other Patreon. That'd be great. I'm going to start doing more for the Patreon. I tried to do the shirt stuff and it all failed. So then my next project will be helping out the Patreon stuff. Well, let's make Patreon more cool. See if we can get some more people to help out with that. I'll try to get some really cool giveaways going for it. Hey, we're almost at the 1,000 sub mark. So man, I'll be doing live streams soon. That was another promise I was making, guys. As soon as I hit 1,000 subs, I'll start doing the live streams. Because without 1,000 subs, you really don't have enough people to even bother doing it. And the super chat will definitely help my fucking motivation to do it. Right, Swag Bucks, that's the one you can get discounts, shopping online. GameKit's one, get paid to be a gamer. Hideout, get paid to watch videos. Bitcoin is the one you can help me with the free spins. The Virtual Mate sex machine is for adults and men only. But if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. Unless they want to be disappointed. Anyways, yeah. Just kidding. Alright, let's go. What else was there? Oh yeah, we got Raven Jade's links below. She does a YouTube channel, Entropia content, shops and stuff. What else was there? Oh yeah, the Entropia zine, if you want to check that out. Got the links for it below. It's articles about Entropia. Haven't seen any in a while, guys, so I'm hoping Entropia zine's still going. I love that shit. Right, and what else was there? If you happen to get any sand run or fuel cells in your vaporizer, tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. Doesn't happen, help with a like. Really appreciate it. See you guys, take care, have a good one. Make sure you listen to the rules and the authorities. I know a lot of them suck balls and not in a good way, but hey, it's the only, we gotta follow the rules until we can change them, right? Alright, see you guys, have a good one. Just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now. Here's 3 things.